Hello Gemini, good morning. Welcome to your May 2021 Astrology and Tarot update. My name is Tessa and you're watching my channel. Before I get into the reading, I'm just going to kind of go over what you can expect, and I'm going to explain how I'm going to be doing this reading because it is a new method that I am using for these monthly astrology tarot readings. It's a little bit different than how I did it in the past because there is so much different energies and there's so much information in regards to astrology. This video would be like 3 hours long if I took everything into consideration, and I do like to focus this channel more so on like Oracle and Tarot. So what I'm going to do is, yes, this is going to be based off your rising sign, so Gemini rising, okay? And I do have your natal chart pulled up for today's astrology for April 27th based on your rising sign, so we can really see what planets are taking place in what areas of your life, what the zodiac sign is, and all of that. But like I said, because there is so, like, there's all the planets, there's the zodiac signs, there's all the different areas of your life, because this energy is so vast and would take like would take up a whole probably 3-hour video to go into all those different things. And there are already like astrologers and people on YouTube who will go into like more depth about the different areas. I like to focus in very specific on a very specific energy, okay? And the way that I do that is I pull cards from this Astro Oracle deck. This deck is awesome. It has all the planets, it has all the zodiac signs, it has all the houses, it has the moon phases, and the moon phases are really cool because those will actually provide us with a specific date, and we can kind of see what's going on around that time. But yeah, like I do spiritual guidance, so I really like to just kind of focus in on a specific energy and like maybe area that is going on in your life, okay? So whatever you need to hear the most right now, okay? So that's how I like to do it. I don't really like to like overwhelm people too much with information, even though I am probably doing that right now, but it's only just because this is something new that I am doing. It's a new way that I'm doing it, and I'm not going to be talking about it all the time like this in every single video, okay? So it's just probably for May. So if you are interested in just like a general Oracle and Tarot reading based on your sun, moon, or rising sign, my mid-month readings are like that, okay? So you can definitely tune into my mid-month Oracle and Tarot readings, and that is a more general reading, and it varies in focus, so just kind of keep that in mind. So it could change as time goes on. Okay, and then I also have my moon phase app that I pulled up, so in case I do pull out a moon phase card, we can see exactly where that moon phase is going to fall in the days ahead. So let's see, what else? Okay, so I'm going to start shuffling these decks. I'm using the Astro Oracle, Starseed Oracle, which will provide more insight, and then the Muse Tarot, which will also unfold the story as well. I also do personal tarot readings. I do birth chart analysis, so if that is something that you're interested in, if you discover that you want to get to know the different energies that are playing out in your life a little bit better, just email me. All my information is down below, so definitely read that, see what I'm all about. And let me see if there's anything else I can say right now. So I am going to shuffle all 3 decks before I start pulling the cards, and they are pre-shuffled as well. So I did shuffle them really well before I even started recording, but this is a really good way for me to get a specific message out. So what are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? To stare at me. What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? What are the specific energies that Gemini needs to be aware of for May 2021? Yeah, so if that whole, if me explaining all that sounded confusing at all, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's going to make sense when I start doing the reading. Sometimes these readings do become very, very specific. So if it's not like resonating with you, then, you know, it's just not your message. Yeah, so like the reading I did before Aquarius, that was a very, very specific. So that doesn't happen like all the time, but sometimes they get, you know, they're very specific, and that's where I'm guided. So I follow my guides. So just keep that in mind. Okay. All right, Gemini. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start with the Astro Soul retrograde. Ooh, Aquarius got retrograde. Retracing your steps. Maybe questioning a little bit. Probably even questioning your own intuition. Questioning your own, like, questioning yourself, questioning your own, like, thought process. Pluto is in Capricorn, and today, it is going retrograde. So I'm going to take a look to see where you have Capricorn in the 8th house. Yeah. So this is like some deeper, I feel like you maybe are questioning your, like, deeper nature, like your intuition, maybe even your motives, like what motivates you. Especially in regards to work or career. Okay, because retrograde kind of makes us go back and rethink. There could be something deeper kind of going on over here where you're not even really sure. Like, you're still kind of discovering yourself a little bit. Like, you're not even really sure exactly. Maybe you're not sure exactly the direction you're going in regards to your work or your job. Okay, that could be something that's in question right now, especially with Pluto going retrograde. Information can start to reveal itself around the bigger picture of that Pluto energy. And especially with it being in your 8th house. 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and that's all about, like, secrets and the occult and mystery. So if you are paying attention to what is going on around you in reference to, like, the government and institution and how maybe, like, corporations function, this could also be kind of like unfolding a certain understanding within you and the direction that you are going to go in. Void of course, interesting. Pause in time, change of plans, limbo, improvisation. Yeah, so just not really being sure what kind of move to make. Because I know that you guys are very, like, goal-oriented, and you like to go out and, you know, achieve your goals and do what you got to do. But all this, like, stuff coming to the surface, things being revealed, it's making you question a little bit of your own, the direction that you want to go in and how you want to approach it. Pause in time, change of plans, yeah. Change of plans, limbo, improvisation. So you're kind of just, like, going with the flow right now. Like, you could have a job, but you're not really sure if this is something that you want to stick to long term. So I feel like this is a very experimental, that's the word I'm looking for. You're in a very experimental time, even with your own sense of direction. And that's okay. That's totally fine. So the void of course moon is starting May 2nd. Is there something going on May 2nd? Not really. Mercury is entering Gemini on May 3rd. So maybe on May 3rd, things might start to, like, you might start to maybe express a little bit more of this, like, energy. So May 2nd, the moon is going void of course, and it's kind of hard for me to explain what a void is. The void of course moon is like in limbo. It's not really in any particular sign. Usually the moon is always in a specific sign, but it's not really like anywhere. It kind of like disappears in a way from the zodiac. And then on May 3rd, it's going to be in Aquarius. Okay. And on May 3rd, Mercury is moving into your sign of Gemini. So maybe around May 3rd, after this void of course moon does its thing, and it goes into Aquarius, and then Mercury goes into Gemini, it can trigger something mentally in you on May 3rd, where you might feel the need to communicate your feelings about not being sure about your direction, or your desire to experiment with something in particular. You could feel very strongly like a need to just to experiment, maybe to try different things, maybe to allow yourself to explore various paths. Okay, so this could definitely be triggered in like a higher mind kind of way. And then we have the 5th house. So it could also have to do with creativity, like maybe going back into a creative project that you started in the past and maybe like put a pause on. So we got the 5th house. I'm going to take a look to see what you have going on in your 5th house. So 5th house is naturally ruled by Leo, the sun, very creative energy, romantic energy, artistic, playful, kind of like childlike. This is the house of self-expression and the pleasure of showing who we truly are. Here we see one's creativity and artistic vision, how we like to have fun, playfulness, and pleasure, games of chance, love affairs, and also children I create. Yeah. So this is going to be all about experimentation. I feel like exactly what I was talking about in reference to maybe experimenting. I feel like this has to do with maybe something personal, something that you want to create for yourself, some kind of some kind of artistic endeavor. So let's take a look to see. So you have Libra in your 5th house. Okay, there isn't anything going on in your 5th house today. Okay, so you have Libra in your 5th house. So there is, even with your desire to create and your artistic desire to experiment, there is a need to create balance. I feel like this will give you balance in your life naturally. Okay, this artistic side of you, this artistic expression that you want to go after, this project, whatever this vision is, it's going to bring balance into your life. Like, so if you already have a job and if you have other obligations, I feel like this is kind of what your soul needs, to not feel so like lost, like you're just playing some game and you don't even really know what the game is, because like all this information is coming to the surface. There's like so much different stuff in your head. There's people saying this, people saying that, and you kind of just want to be like, oh my god, F this, right? And just like create your own path. So it's like creating your own path while you are also navigating all this other stuff that's going on, okay? So that's just kind of like the best way to explain it. So we're going to jump into the Starseed Oracle for further insight. You have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Yeah, so just kind of like cracked open. Surrender to this artistic vision of yours. It doesn't mean give up on everything else going on in your life, but surrender to that artistic vision. Experiment. It's all about experimenting. It's all about just allowing yourself to be completely open to the possibilities not even really knowing where it's going to take you. It'll just happen over time. It'll start to point itself in a certain direction, but don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to just like take care of your own, of like what it is. That's how, by experimenting, you're going to discover who you are and what feels right. Okay. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Yeah. I feel like these cards are just validating the experimentation process. It's saying that everything is already within you. So if you're a child of the cosmos and the intelligence of the universe lies within you, then that means that you literally have access to all this different information, all this different creativity, all this different insight, and you can just do whatever you want with it. Just do whatever you want. I'm telling you. It's very like cathartic, and it is alchemy. It's cathartic. It helps the growth process. Who cares if people are like, what is he doing? Whatever. It's a process, okay? Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Yeah, you might still care a lot about what other people think, especially if you have like a watery moon. If your moon sign is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, you could be very empathic to other people's emotions and perceptions and feelings. And it's really just about letting go of other people's perspectives and just pretty much not really caring what other people think. I know it's like kind of easier said than done, but your energy is your energy. Energetic sovereignty, that's you. And even if you do absorb other people's energies, you can still use that through your artistic creation. Okay, so jumping into tarot, we have the moon. Currently, the moon is in Scorpio. And this is actually really cool that this came out because the April full moon is known to be a pink moon. It's called a pink moon. Even though the moon doesn't actually look pink, that is what it's called. It's called the pink moon. It was in Scorpio, and it was last night. So technically, it's still kind of a full moon, but it is starting to wane. So we're going to take a look to see 6th house. Okay. Yeah, daily routine. So make this artistic vision just part of your daily routines, okay? It doesn't have to take over your whole life, okay? Just make it a part of your day-to-day, little by little. Start experimenting day to day, okay? So that is definitely what I'm getting here. Allow yourself to go deep. Allow, you do have Scorpio in your 6th house, and that does represent, and this is going to be important for your health, because the 6th house is about daily routines, but it's also about your health, your physical health, and just like how you go about the practicalities of daily life. So just make it a part of your daily routine. Allow yourself to just kind of like experiment and go deep within you so that you can begin to take pleasure in this artistic vision of yours. It's going to be important for your growth. 6 of Voices, this is Mercury in Aquarius energy, transitioning a little bit away from something that's kind of like not really fulfilling you. We have Aquarius in the 9th house. Okay, so you could be thinking about traveling. You could be thinking about like going somewhere for a little bit just to kind of get away, which is totally cool. Or maybe just communicating, like talking about it, maybe talking with others. Maybe not, because you have Taurus in your 12th house. Maybe talking with others or reflecting within yourself about your desire to move or to travel or to like learn a new skill that could help your creative growth. Okay, there could be something that you want to learn that could help your creative growth. That does kind of seem like a lot of extra energy to take on. I know that mentally you guys can really take on a lot. Just kind of be careful, because I am feeling a bit of like a sense of maybe overwhelming or stressful energy if you do take on a higher education. Like maybe you feel like you don't have the skills yet to accomplish this artistic vision. you feel like you need to acquire more skills. So I would just say to that, don't put so much pressure on yourself because it can start to overwhelm you. And that's why I'm saying, like, first tap down this experimentation. Experimentation doesn't require you to know anything. Experimentation is just you being you and allowing yourself to dive into this artistic vision, even without the skill. And then seeing, and then as time goes on and as you maybe get into the habit, then you can maybe allow yourself to bring in a new skill and to start to incorporate that skill into your daily routine already. If you do want to go about it this way, where you want to like learn the skill first, if you want an example, like let's say that part of your, this is just an example, let's say your artistic vision, like you want to be a painter. So you could just start doing it right now. Just start painting. Even if you don't have the education or the skill behind it, just start experimenting. It's just to see where your emotion is. Like, to start experimenting with your feelings first. And then as time goes on, maybe you start to realize, like, oh, I like using this brush. I like this specific paint. 'Cause like, if you take the time to learn about what different brushes are out there and what different paints are out there, it can like overwhelm you. So just, I guess, like, just be aware of that. 'Cause then if you start to feel overwhelmed with all the different information, then you don't know what route to take, right? Then you're like, oh, well, I don't know what's going to be right for me. Well, you have to experiment. So then you eventually are going to have to experiment. No matter what, you're going to have to experiment. So you see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. 2 of materials, trying out different things. Okay, so I see that you're going to go the experimental route. Okay, so like trying a couple different things, see what feels right. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. All right. Yeah, Capricorn, 8th house. Where do we have Jupiter? Oh, Jupiter is in... Yeah, okay. Okay. So maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of research and a little bit of just like following your intuition. That's cool too. That's cool too. That's kind of what I'm feeling. A little bit of research. I mean, you do have to do a little bit of research, right? You got to know where you're buying your supplies. So a little bit of research, a little bit of higher learning, a little bit of intuition. I like it. I like a Gemini. Muse of Emotions. This is the King of Cups. Scorpio. And you got Scorpio in your 8th house. Woo, woo. You are diving deep, baby. You are diving deep. Once you get started on this, you are going to be deep in your feels. But like, it's going to express itself through your artistry, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome because it's going to come from a place of deep emotion, and it's going to make you feel good, and it's going to bring balance in your life, and it's just going to make you feel good. Like, I can't even stress enough because I can feel it in me already, that the more you just let go and allow this to be part of your day-to-day life, it's just going to make you feel, it's going to heal you. It's going to be healing. Sorry, I'm like playing with my Astro Soul card. Muse of Emotions. It's going to be deeply healing. Yeah, I'm like feeling it like right there. Okay, Gemini, I really hope that this reading helped. This is your reading for May 2021. Drop a comment down below. Like, subscribe, hit me up through email, say hi, and I'll see you next time. Bye.